The game of muscle building changes as you get older, starting at 30. Some individuals think your body will be easier to mold the younger you start, while others think you won't reach the peak of your muscle building potential until you're at least in your 30s. However, as you get older, you might need to start acting differently, such as by changing how much protein you consume and the kinds of exercises you do. Many myths exist, and the majority of individuals don't know how to improve their performance as they get older, especially after the age of 30. So, this video can assist you. You can develop muscle mass in the same way that you can lose muscle mass. I'll start by emphasizing that it's possible to gain and keep muscle well into your 30s. Age-related muscular weakness is referred to as sarcopenia. Scientists think that eating poorly and not exercising can both contribute to the illness. You start to lose as much as 3% to 5% per decade after the age of 30. According to Harvard Health News, the majority of men will lose roughly 30% of their muscular mass over the course of their lifespan. An American Society for Bone and Mineral Research paper from 2015 indicated that those with sarcopenia, muscle loss, had a 2.3 times higher chance of suffering a low-trauma fracture from a fall, such as a broken hip, collarbone, leg, arm, or wrist. While it is true that we cannot stop aging, there are certain age-related illnesses that can be postponed. Now, this does not necessarily indicate that every chance is gone because you may reduce muscle mass. According to Dr. Thomas W. Storer, director of the Exercise Physiology and Physical Function Lab at Brigham and Women's Hospital, which is linked with Harvard, older men can actually gain back the muscle mass they've lost due to aging. Rebuilding and maintaining strength is never too late. It just takes work, dedication, and a plan. 1. Hormonal component. The natural fall of testosterone, the hormone that promotes protein synthesis and muscle growth, is one potential cause of sarcopenia. Supplemental testosterone has been proven in some studies to increase lean body mass, or muscle, in older men, but there may also be negative side effects. Progressive resistance training, PRT, is thus the best way to increase muscle mass, regardless of age, according to Dr. Storer. As your strength and endurance increase, you gradually increase the volume of your workouts, weight, reps, and sets. In fact, a recent meta-analysis of 49 studies on PRT in males aged 50 to 83 indicated that participants saw an average 2.4-pound increase in lean body mass. The study was published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise. Another thing that most people are unaware of is that, contrary to popular belief, most people can still train regularly as they age well past their 30s. While there is some evidence to suggest that as we get older, our capacity for recovery may decline, this decline is much less pronounced than most people think. In fact, some studies indicate that there is no discernible difference between young and elderly groups in terms of recovery capacity. For instance, while people in their 60s took longer to regain muscle force than people in their 20s, the older group actually felt less sore. Another study discovered that people over 70 recover at a similar rate to people between the ages of 18 and 30 in 72 hours. Therefore, simply from a recovery and performance perspective, exercising less because you are getting older is not necessary. You can still train frequently with rep range. 2. Diet. In order to gain muscle, your diet is extremely important. The king of muscle foods is protein. It is converted by the body into amino acids, which are then utilized for muscular growth. However, anabolic resistance, which reduces the body's capacity to break down and manufacture protein, is a common occurrence in older men. According to a new study published in the journal Nutrients, older people who engage in resistance training should consume 1 to 1.3 grams (g) of protein per kilogram of body weight each day. A 175-pound male, for instance, would require between 79 and 103 g per day. To increase muscle protein synthesis, spread your protein intake across your daily meals as evenly as you can. The finest sources are those that come from animals, such as meat, eggs, and milk, because they contain all the essential amino acids in the right proportions. Red and processed meat should be avoided due to their high quantities of saturated fat and chemicals. Instead, choose healthier options like cooked beans, plain Greek yogurt, lean chicken or salmon, and skim milk. Protein powders can be added to a variety of foods, including oatmeal, smoothies, and yogurt, and can provide roughly 30 g of protein per scoop, according to Harvard.edu News. However, if you have trouble getting enough calories and protein from your typical diet, Dr. Storer advises using supplemental protein. Additionally, he advises eating or drinking something with a carbohydrate to protein ratio of roughly 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 within 30 minutes of your workout in order to enhance muscle growth and boost recovery. For instance, 8 ounces of chocolate milk, which has 8 g of protein and around 22 g of carbohydrates, is a wise choice. Older men need an organized and thorough PRT program, according to Dr. Storer, to increase their muscle mass. It should be tailored to the individual, with the goals being progression and improvement, he claims. It ought to concentrate on individual components such as particular exercises, loads, repetitions, and rest intervals, and ought to be challenging without being overbearing. Before starting any type of strength training program, consult your doctor. Typically, a training regimen could consist of 8 to 10 exercises that work each of the main muscle groups. 12 to 15 rep sets carried out with an effort ranging from 5 to 7 on a rating system of 1 to 10, 2 to 3 times a week of exercise. As you advance, you can gradually add more weight through trial and error, keeping your sets between 8 and 12. I sincerely hope you find this video entertaining. If so, I would appreciate it if you would like, share, subscribe, and enable notifications so you wouldn't miss any future uploads. Also, since you're here, take a look at the rest of our videos.